our friends over here line up and kick this off. So come on up, kiddos. Thank you, kiddos. Again, my name is Meg Sturck. I'm President and CEO of People Incorporated, and I am beyond thrilled to be here with you for a significant milestone, the groundbreaking ceremony of our new education center. This is a milestone for sure, but it is not just for People Incorporated. It is a milestone for the children and families of Fall River and everyone who has made this possible. Today is not just about putting shovels in the ground, pouring concrete. It symbolizes our commitment to nurturing young minds and shaping the future of our community. First, I would like to thank our state officials and local delegation here with us today. Massachusetts Secretary of Education, Dr. Patrick Tutwiler, thank you. United States Senator Edward Markey, staff from the Office of United States Senator Elizabeth Warren, Department of Public Health Commissioner Dr. Robert Goldstein, the Office of State Senator Michael Rodrigues, State Representative Patricia Haddad, State Representative Carol Fiola, State Representative Alan Sylvia, and Mayor Paul Coogan. And I didn't say Commissioner Kershaw. I apologize. Thank you. All of these and so many local dignitaries and elected leaders are with us today and will be with us going forward on this meaningful journey. Thank you all so much for being part of it. We are all here because we are committed to the future of early childhood education in Fall River. Think about all the pivotal times, meaningful moments, and important people you had as a young child who shaped you today. You are here because of them, and now future generations of children will enjoy these profound and positive experiences because of you. Let's think about the impact this education center will have. It will provide care to 212 infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. It will provide more jobs for educators, and it will foster strategic partnerships in the community, thereby helping to transform the landscape of early education in our city. While People Incorporated has been committed to helping those in our community who need us most for over 55 years, we could not do the work we do or reach a landmark such as this without you, our valued partners. You are always part of this. For parents, this new center signifies a place where your children will not only learn, but also grow in a safe and supportive setting. For our teachers and staff, this groundbreaking is a testament to your hard work and passion for early childhood education. It signifies a new chapter where you will have the opportunity to inspire and guide young learners, shaping their curiosity into knowledge and their dreams into reality. For Fall River, this brings collaboration for more access to quality education, supports our working families, and leads to long-term academic success. And for our future students, this groundbreaking is a foundation upon which your educational journey begins. It represents a place where you will discover new wonders, make lifelong friends, and lay the groundwork for a successful future. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all who have been part of this journey. Thank you to Bill Perkins for envisioning this idea 10 years ago. Thank you to Liz Machado for sitting with me daily to make this happen. Thank you to our management here today. Thank you to all our staff who selfishly give of yourselves every day. As an agency, we run 24/7, so that means we run 24/7, and it truly takes a special person to do what we do. I personally also want to thank my family, my wife Laura and daughters Addison and Alec here today, and to all our PI families for your patience with our work schedules and truly understanding our commitment to People Incorporated. Thank you to our Board of Directors and Capital Campaign Steering Committee for driving this momentous occasion. And thank you to STA Design, Prominent Builders, and Lyro Hill, who are designing and building the school, and Bay Coast Bank for their financing. And thank you to the donors listed here and in your booklets. You stepped up. Thank you for recognizing how important early education is and your unwavering commitment to the future of our children. You recognize the critical capacity shortage of early ed and childcare in Fall River, and you have made solving this a priority with your gifts and donations. I look forward to the day when we will gather again to cut the ribbon and open the doors of this beautiful new school. Part of People Incorporated's mission is to strengthen our community for each of its members, and I can think of no better example of that than right now, than being here today with all of you and looking at what is to come. Thank you. We have many special guests here now to introduce. First, I would like to announce that United States Senator Elizabeth Warren's office is in attendance today. Senator Warren and Senator Ed Markey have been in constant contact with us for over the past year about our Early Education Center, and we are beyond grateful for the support they have offered. United States Senator Edward Markey has served more than 40 years in Congress. He has authored hundreds of bills on issues ranging from energy, environmental, and climate change policy, to telecommunications and children's online privacy. He has also passed more than 575 pieces of legislation into law. Senator Markey grew up in Malden, Mass., and received his undergraduate and law degrees from Boston College. In 1972, at age 26, he won his first election to a seat in the Massachusetts House of Representatives. 4 years later, he was elected to Congress. He served in the U.S. House of Representatives until 2013, where he won a special election to fill John Kerry's seat in the U.S. Senate. He has held this position since then. During his tenure in Congress, Senator Markey has focused his efforts on energy and environmental legislation, including laws that stop the construction of hundreds of coal-fired plants and increase fuel economy standards. He was co-author of the 2009 Waxman-Markey bill, the only comprehensive climate legislation ever to pass a Chamber of Commerce. He is a champion for families and children, building a brighter future for us all. I truly could go on for so much longer on all of the Senator's accomplishments. I am so honored to introduce United States Senator Edward Markey to say a few words.
So let's hear it for People Incorporated's amazing president and CEO, Meg Stirk, for her great work. Just a great day, the dawn of a new era, and thank you for all of your great leadership. And to all of the great leaders from Fall River who are here today, thank you all for putting this event together. Thank you to your great mayor, Paul Coogan. Fall River has a bounce in its step as it's moving to the future. And we also have up here today some of my oldest friends and people who, honestly, it's just an honor to be with them because they, too, came out of the Massachusetts House of Representatives. Carol Fiola and Pat Haddad and Alan Sylvia is out here as well. Just this incredible team of people who represent Fall River every single day in the state legislature. Mass Secretary of Education, Patrick Tutwiler, thank you for all of your great work. To Robbie Goldstein, Dr. Robbie Goldstein. My wife is sitting right out here. My wife, Dr. Susan Blumenthal, is sitting right out here in the first row. My wife was Assistant Surgeon General of the United States and a 2-star admiral in the Public Health Service. And so for 39 years, I've been getting the lecture from her about the need to make sure that we get in early to give kids all the help that they're going to need to be successful in life. And we also have Commissioner Amy Kershaw, who is here, and Bay Coast President Nicholas Christ. So, and thank you for all of your work. So thank you all for being here today and partnering on this important project. When President Lyndon Johnson spoke from the Rose Garden in March of 1965 and announced early education as a core component of his war on poverty, he stated that 5- and 6-year-old children are inheritors of poverty's curse and not the creator of that curse. President Johnson was building on the recognition by Edmund Gordon, the founder of Head Start, that caring for communities requires caring for young people and the power of public investment in early education. While children don't create our generation's most pressing challenges, they are the creators of the solutions that will solve them. Given the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to thrive, children represent the power of possibility in our nation. And at a minimum, every child deserves the opportunity to learn, to grow, to thrive with the support and nurturing that early education provides. And that is why I'm so proud to announce today that Senator Warren and I worked very hard and now successfully to get $2 million for this center and to get it passed out of the Appropriations Committee to make sure that we could see the dawn of this new era. And this project was very, very important to Senator Warren and myself. And just as all of you have a broad coalition, it's a testament to the work of funding a project. It is also a testament to the team that it requires to raise our next generation. But Senator Warren and I, we also knew this, that a vision without funding is an hallucination. You got to have the money. So we wanted to be a part of that team to make sure that the funding would be here for this project. From all of your early education faculty and staff to all those providing for the infants, the toddlers, the preschoolers, it takes a village to care for all of the young people in a community. And that's exactly what People Incorporated provides. By using this funding to build out early education, People Incorporated is tackling an intergenerational problem while fueling the possibilities of our future. There is a nationwide shortage of seats in early education programs. And of all the original gateway cities in Massachusetts, Fall River has the least capacity today for early education for 3 to 5 year olds. But with this project, we're going to see a vast expansion of the capacity to provide early education, to provide child care for the community. And it's just an incredible day that deserves celebration. And it's white children, but it's also black and brown and immigrant and low-income students and families that often bear the greatest burden because there is not enough space. And these are the families who are then forced into impossible situations where no child care is available and they can't make a shift at work that will pay for their child's next meal. People Incorporated recognizes that care for community is an intergenerational project. Just as we provide care and support to parents and grandparents, we must provide educational opportunity to every child. Children may only be 20% of our population, but they're 100% of our future. And today we celebrate the investment in those children in Fall River. This is a day where we can absolutely say with certitude that we know that science shows that the first 5 years of life, 90% of a child's brain is developed. And this project is critical to giving Fall River's infants and toddlers and children the jump start that they're going to need for the capturing of academic opportunities for the rest of their lives. They're not just going to be competing against kids from New Bedford. We're giving them an educational skill set that they can take around the world, no matter where they want to go, so that they will be able to compete for the best jobs in this world that they will be developing, that they will be creating. So this is just an incredible day, and I'm just so proud to be joining all of the great leaders of Fall River, and looking forward to partnering with you and coming back for the day that the doors of this incredible facility that's going to transform early childhood in the city of Fall River. Congratulations, Fall River. Great job.
Thank you, Senator. I would next like to introduce our respected elected leader whose district this education center is in, State Representative Carol Faiola.
Every time Meg turns around, she's got this big smile on her face, and we know why, because we've been hearing from Meg for many years now, Bill before her, about this very day. You know this is a special day. We have more secretaries, commissioners, legislators, bankers, business people in this room, and I just want to acknowledge the other elected people that I see out here because, you know, as the senator said, it takes a village. Well, it takes all of us working in the same direction. So I'd like to acknowledge, of course, already acknowledge my colleague Alan Sylvia, who couldn't be here, Paul Schmid, and Senator Rodericks, who is represented here today. We are a team here in the city. City Council Vice President Linda Pereira, Councilor Andrew Raposo, School Committee Man Tom Corey, our district attorney who hopes is here today because he doesn't want to see any of the children of our community, so he's here to ensure that this project happen. And then, of course, our Registrar of Deeds, B.J. McDonald, because he wants every one of these kids to buy a house and stop by his office. So it does take a village, and, you know, we have been hearing from Meg, as I said, and all along, Meg, her board of directors that are here today, the staff that are here today. People Inc. is a household name in our community, and they've taken up the gauntlet to help with early education. And they've done it in various buildings in the community, some very old, kind of decrepit buildings. And while we know it doesn't matter of the facade that you're in, it's about the staff and the experience. Here in the city of Fall River, we've learned that our children deserve the very best of everything. And today is a testament to that. And this funding, and I know there's lots of surprises. You know, we heard one already from the senators. Our bankers have been so generous. Our state legislation, we continue to do everything possible for early ed. And it never drove home more to me, being a grandparent now and seeing my 3-year-old just speaking and doing and ready for preschool. But we know that's not the case for every child in Fall River. And we know that, like the senator said, what you put into their brains and their bodies up till 5 make all the difference in the outcome. And so today I just wanted to thank everyone involved with this project, especially People Incorporated, for making this dream a reality for the children of Fall River. Thank you, Meg.
Next is our honorary chairperson for our Capital Campaign Steering Committee, State Representative Patricia Haddad.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody who came today, all of our dignitaries, people in the audience, because you care about children. It was such an honor, first of all, to be asked to even be the honorary chair of this committee. And I think it might be because I go back a long way with early education. Over 20 years ago, I sat with people like Amy Kershaw. Amy doesn't look like she's been around for 20 years, but Margaret Blood, a number of activists who sat down and said to me, "Do you know what's really important?" And I said, "Money." I'm a new legislator. Money. And Margaret Blood said, "No, children." I said, "Well, I should know that because I was a teacher. I was on a school committee. I was one of the people who wrote one of the first grants so that Somerset would have an early education class." Margaret, in those few words, set a fire under me that said, things have to change. We always cared about, and we always will care about, K-12. We'll always talk about higher education and its importance, but no one was really talking about what was important for our early educator children. We were calling it child care. We were talking about it like it was babysitting, and we were paying people like it was babysitting. So Margaret, Amy, another Amy, a few legislators, we wrote a piece of legislation, and that legislation created the first in the nation Department of Early Education and Care. And there was a little bit of a fight because people wanted to call it care and education. But as the senator said, we were learning through science that education was a huge part of the development of a child. That from the minute they were born, they were little sponges that were able to learn more than you could possibly imagine. And so in order to make sure that that happened, we talked about what it would mean to have something that every single family could look to, that was affordable, that was high quality, and that was accessible. And that has been the mantra for years and years and years, why it matters. You shouldn't have to worry about getting another job so that your children can be exposed to high quality early education. So this is among the most amazing things that has happened, because we build K-12 schools, we build colleges, we build universities, but now we're building the foundation. We're talking about the necessity of making every child within hearing distance of this eligible for a high-quality early education. I can't thank people enough, and there aren't enough words, and there isn't enough high-quality me to say how important this is and how thankful I am that you realize that this is one of the most important things you'll ever do for the city of Fall River. Thank you.
Our next guest was the first major gift to get this project off the ground. He has inspired this community for all things education in Fall River. President and CEO of Bay Coast Bank, Nicholas Chris.
Good morning. So I see a lot of familiar faces. I'm coming at this from the Chamber of Commerce's perspective. For a long time, the Chamber has had an education committee, and it dates back into the 90s when Jim Gibney, who was not superintendent of schools yet in Fall River, chaired the committee. And over the years, the whole idea was we were going to try and move the needle on improving educational attainment. So over those many, many years, we tried a whole bunch of different things. Ranging from reading and attendance strategies, driving post-secondary participation in colleges, community colleges, universities, certificate programs. But most of these initiatives are difficult to sustain and never really had the impact that we were looking for. We're not educators, but we felt that we could be strong conveners. One of the things that we were most proud of had to do with social and emotional learning, which we had a symposium every year at Somerset High School, and there would be over 300 educators come together on a Saturday morning and spend till 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon learning about different strategies to improve their classrooms. And from this success, if you will, with this symposium on early, we moved into, I guess you'd say, a strategy where we began to listen in a better way to one of our members by the name of Joanne Sprague, who was executive director of the Children's Museum and a long-time advocate for early childhood education. Now, I can honestly tell you, she probably talked 10 years about this subject before it resonated with me. And you feel, when you look back and you think about the early, like 2010, 2011, 2012, and you're trying to move the needle in a substantive way, and you just can't quite find how to do it. Here's a woman who's been talking about a subject, and we weren't listening. Finally, it kind of dawned on us. Bill Perkins, Alan were members of the committee, and I'm sure there's a few others, I think. Finally, it struck home that we should try to attempt to do something with early childhood education. But it took us literally years for that to resonate. Joanne Sprague, as I said, was the executive director of the Fall Rivers Children's Museum. She was a warrior, the champion of early childhood education in Fall River. Under her leadership, and I don't know if Julie Gagliardi is here, they put together a subcommittee that worked on the idea of putting together a symposium on early childhood education. And the first person they went to was Representative Haddad. And through those meetings, those early meetings, this is probably 2017, 2018, they structured our first symposium on early childhood education. And the whole idea of it was really to make early childhood education a top-of-mind subject in our community. I had never heard of chronic stress and the importance that played or plays in trying to get a third grader to read at third grade level. And you say, well, gee, it goes back to when they were 2, 3, 4 years old. It was beyond me. But through that symposium, we began to educate the community of Fall River on its importance and make it a top-of-mind subject. And we had another symposium that was conducted, I believe, in the COVID 2020 year, which was done kind of off-site. But the ball was rolling, and we would run. There was a documentary, I don't know if you all have seen it, it's No Small Matter. And we would run that repeatedly everywhere and anywhere, Fall River, New Bedford. And it tells the story of the great importance of early childhood education. Fortunately, People Inc., Bill Perkins, as a member of the committee, brought those messages back to his corporation, his company. And through Meg's leadership, thank you, Meg, and her vision and courage, we are here to provide our community's children with the most powerful force for change in America today, and that is early childhood education. And this building will support that. I also want to acknowledge and thank our state and federal legislative delegation for all of their support. It couldn't have happened without their commitment to this initiative. And if any in the crowd today you have not contributed, I encourage you to do so. We made a leadership gift that we're most proud of. We believe strongly that education is the primary driver of economic development, and we're just very pleased to be here today. Thank you.
Next up is the Mayor of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan.
I just want to thank People Incorporated for their commitment to pre-education in the city of Fall River. As you know, this is a piece of the puzzle because with our 2501 South Main Street facility, our expansion into the old auditorium at Durfee High School, pre-K is coming together, and People Incorporated's piece is very, very important in that puzzle. The elected officials here today from city, federal, and state all contribute mightily to this effort, and all the benefactors in the private sector have put this together. I can't be more proud of the effort here today. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. I do want to thank my good friend Senator Markey for taking the time to come down. It shows you the importance he believes in this project, and we're very glad for his support across the city of Fall River. Thank you, everybody, for being here today.
Our next guest is the Department of Public Health Commissioner, Dr. Robert Goldstein.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Maggie. Congratulations on not just today, but the days, the weeks, the months, the years that took you to get to this day. I want to be very brief because I certainly can't top the young people who have now left. But I was going to do a call and response in a song. They took my act. I'll just say three things about today that are resonating with me. And the first is, I'm proud of so much that we do at the Department of Public Health and that we get to do in public health. But I am most proud of our investment in young people and what we get to do with People Inc. and with others across this state to invest in early education, early intervention. That is real upstream investing in public health. That is an investment, as you heard from everyone on this stage, in the young people who are our future. It prevents the outcomes that we all want to avoid. It is really what we're trying to do in public health. And I see in public health education, and I see in public health these types of investments. And so I'm really proud to be here to be a part of this day. The second thing I want to reflect on is this day is really about much more than a building. It is a day about community. And this organization, People Inc., represents a fantastic community here in Fall River. And I've gotten to know it over my past year and a half or so as Commissioner of the Department of Public Health. But I really got to know this organization and this community through the stories that Senator Rodericks has told me week over week about how impactful this organization is and how this community supports this organization. And I think we should see the community in the building as it gets built and really reflect on that. And then the third thing I want to say is a reminder of something I tell myself every day when I walk into my office, because it's emblazoned across the front of my desk, which is hard things are hard. It was hard to get here today, to raise the money, to raise the support to get to this day. It is hard to do early education. It's hard to work in these communities. And yet we all do the hard work. And I just want to congratulate People Inc. and Meg on doing that hard work day after day, even when you're tired, when you don't necessarily want to, but doing it because when we do the hard work together, we can have tremendous outcomes. So thank you for having me here, and congratulations on everything.
Our next guest is Department of Early Education and Care, Commissioner Amy Kershaw.
I didn't feel forgotten, Meg. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations, Meg, to you and your team. What an incredible day to be here with all of you. And I'm thinking very much back to the conversations we had, Representative, 20 years ago. And you know what we dreamed of then? We dreamed that entire communities would come together to recognize the power of early education, that the highest levels of leaders in the federal government and the state government and local government would come together to say early childhood education is the most important thing we can do for our community. And we dreamed that the business community would come to the table and say, if we don't have a strong child care sector, we can't have families go to work, stay at work, we can't build a future generation and help close the achievement gap and make sure kids are ready for school and life success. And we dreamed that children would spend time in spaces that were designed for them. Not in church basements anymore, not in rented spaces, but designed spaces where the resources were put in place to support their young minds, to support their play, their curiosity, and their ability to thrive. And that is what this building is going to do. And I have to say, today is a real realization of that dream that we had, that state agencies across state government would be coming together to say, we support early childhood education. We believe early educators and the children deserve spaces that are designed exactly for them. And we envisioned a time when a governor and a secretary would put childcare and early childhood education at the very top of their agenda, and that we would be working in partnership with the legislature to make historic investments in early childhood education, in physical spaces, in making it more accessible and making it more affordable. And today is like an exact symbolic representation of all of that coming true. So thank you to all of you that have contributed to that. I'm so excited to come back and cut the ribbon with all of you and to be a partner in seeing this beautiful space come and to see our dream coming true today. Thank you all very much.
And now for our keynote speaker. As Massachusetts Secretary of Education, Patrick Tutwiler directs the Executive Office of Education, which oversees early education, K-12, and higher ed. Secretary Tutwiler sits on each of the boards governing the Commonwealth's education agencies, as well as the University of Massachusetts system. He is Governor Maura Healey's top advisor on education and helps shape the Commonwealth's education agenda. Before being sworn in as secretary, Dr. Tutwiler served as a senior program officer at the Boston-based Barr Foundation, a grant-making organization focused on arts, climate, and education. Prior to that, Secretary Tutwiler was superintendent of the Lynn Public Schools and headmaster at Boston Public Schools. As superintendent of Lynn Public Schools, he spearheaded a collaborative equity-centered effort that translated into higher graduation rates and a more racially diverse staff, while also overseeing the creation of the Commonwealth's second-largest early college program. Please welcome Secretary of Education, Dr. Patrick Tutwiler.
I'm going to make it work. It's all good. Meg warned me that the mic might be a little low. We're going to make it work. Hello. How's everyone doing? What an incredible day, huh? So exciting. Congratulations. It is such an honor to be here with all of you, with our colleagues in state government, our colleagues at the federal level, Mayor Coogan, to celebrate this incredibly momentous day. I congratulate you about the building, but also with those young folks that were here earlier, the singing, and I don't know where you found them, but I know that if my 4 or 5-year-old was here, you all would also know that they were here, because they'd be in that dirt, they would be in those rocks. They're extraordinary. Congratulations, and I'm so happy that they were here to celebrate with us. I have some remarks, but first I have good news. Meg introduced me as the keynote speaker. You'll be happy to learn that I have a formula for remarks delivery. It's something I call my 3B formula. That is, be good, be brief, and be seated. So let me get on with it. I stand before you here today with really great excitement to celebrate the groundbreaking of People Inc.'s new early education center right here in Fall River. This occasion, as has been said, is more than just a groundbreaking. It marks a significant milestone in the unwavering commitment to serving and uplifting the community of Greater Fall River. Now, having been an educator for many years, I've borne witness to new schools and facilities for children. And I have to tell you that, as Rep. Viola said, this new facility will be so much more than bricks and mortar. It symbolizes dedication to providing comprehensive, accessible, and high-quality services to children and their families. It stands as a testament to the belief and the potential of every individual, every child, regardless of their circumstances. Now, we know full well the depth of the challenges related to early education and care in the Commonwealth and, in fact, across the nation, particularly with respect to access and affordability. In fact, when we leave here, the Commissioner and I will head right over to Bristol Community College to convene with providers, families, and early educators, people who care deeply about the early education and care sector in the South Coast region, to hear their ideas, learn about their experiences, all in an effort to strengthen the early education and care sector. Needless to say that I deeply admire and appreciate People Incorporated for their commitment to the sector, evidenced by the very reason why we're all here to celebrate today. And as we celebrate this momentous occasion, it is important to acknowledge the many hands and hearts that have made this possible. To People Incorporated's dedicated staff, your tireless work and unwavering passion have brought us here to this day. To our partners and supporters, your belief in the mission and your generous contributions have been invaluable. And to the members of the Greater Fall River community, your resilience, strength, and spirit inspire us all to do better and to be better. Now, I am in my second year in this role as Secretary of Education, and to be very honest with you, I chuckle when I sometimes receive the question, what is it that the Secretary of Education actually does? What do you do? And admittedly, I wasn't entirely sure until I assumed the role, but one thing that I can tell you is that what I do aligns very well with what I did as a teacher in Boston 24 years ago, all the way to the superintendency in the city of Lynn. I work to create the conditions for young people to realize their dreams. We are here to celebrate an incredible organization, their commitment to community, and in particular to young people with this new facility. Given everything that we know, both by common sense and what the research has declared with unanimity for decades about the importance of early education, I want to celebrate People Incorporated for their commitment to creating the conditions for young people to realize their dreams. Congratulations, and I can't wait to be back for the ribbon cutting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all our guest speakers here. Thank you to all of you in the audience for being here. That is the end of our official program. We are going to ask our little friends here to grab shovels, and then also